Welcome back to another episode of another triathlon podcast. We've got the two of us this week, just me and Fede. Mon Apparel's always been a great provider of our sponsorship of this show, and we're glad to have them around and sponsoring my gear as well. They just got back from my long ride in time to record with Fede, but sorry about the miss broadcast last week. We weren't able to get together with some travels and races that we were all doing and work and life. But we're back at it. We're going to drop this episode this week, number 98. And then we've got two pro interviews, 99 with Steph Clutterbuck. And then our special guest for episode 100 will be dropping right before Ironman Frankfurt. And we're going to spend most of this episode talking about Frankfurt. But Fed, what's been up, man? How's the training going? I know you're talking about doing some short course. I'll talk about my short course a little bit after, but how's your training going?
Yeah,
you hopped in a race, didn't you?
Yes, I'm getting into that one. So I'm training. Well, I was training for an Olympic distance triathlon, which was supposed to happen over the weekend on Saturday, but unfortunately there was a hurricane in the area. So, like 2 days before my flight, I got an email like, "We've canceled your flights because Hurricane Eric is in the area, so you won't be able to fly." And then I was like, "Oh, come on." I emailed the race organizers and they were like, "Oh yeah, we know a lot of people are not going to be able to get here, so we're going to give you like a coupon for another Olympic distance race, and we're sorry about everything, blah blah blah." You know how it goes. And the weird thing is that it was a WTCS World Cup race, so that one happened on the Sunday, with rainy and all that. Yeah, so but the age group race got like pushed back. I mean, there was a race, but it was like for locals. So and there were only like 5 people, 10 people. So yeah, a little frustrated, and texted coach, and he said, "Well, we might do an Olympic distance to we might break up a little Olympic distance to a 1500 meter TT, then a 40k TT, and then a 10k TT." So definitely not looking forward doing those up here in altitude, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might cheat a little bit on the 40k TT because there's a velodrome pretty nearby, and I might just get over there and do the 40k TT just to
a lot of loops
just to get that out of my system and to feel like I'm going fast. So might do that. I mean, I'm gonna dress all aero, also test a few things aero wise, and it'll be a cool experience to be on the velodrome. And it's always fun to be outside riding in circles when most of the time I ride indoors on the trainer. So, and the 10k, I don't know if I'm gonna do it on the treadmill or somewhere on the road, but yeah, we'll see. And obviously the 1500 meter swim, just gotta go to the pool and try and not die, basically. But yeah, and right now doing a little bit of a switch after those TT efforts. Gonna do a little bit of a run block to get a little bit more strength endurance under the legs for the prep that it's gonna be New York. So yeah, that happened, and it was a bit of a bummer. But actually, it's the first time in like 10 years in the sport that this has ever happened to me. So yeah, it was due.
It stinks that it happened now, though, because it's been a little bit since you raced, right? And you're like finally feeling fit again and healthy, and you're all amped up and ready to go, and then boom, weather.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it was a weird week, and not trying to get everyone down here or anything, but we lost our 14-year-old dog just a week from now, and it was devastating. And I mean, I still miss the little guy. So yeah, that was the week started weird, and then the race cancellation, and then it was just a bit of a hassle. And now now that everything's settled, I can look at the calendar and see what race I'm going to do next. And yeah, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. But you've been doing good stuff, so let us know.
Yeah, it's sorry about the dog. I know how that goes.
Thank you.
Been a little over a year and a half or so, 2 years almost since we lost our guy. So I get that. It's never easy no matter how old they get. It's and your little guy joined the pod every once in a while. We would hear him in the background saying, "Oh man." So it's sorry about that. Yeah, we've I'm looking, you mentioned New York. It's crazy that people training for New York are like literally starting their training cycles, and Chicago's already started. So like with everything I'm doing, Chicago's still in the back of my mind and in my coach's mind. Like that's the goal. Like that is the target. Even though I have races in between now and then, including Oregon, which is another big one. The main thing is getting up the run volume and safely doing that. And lo and behold, along the way, with a little bit of those niggles that I had, the bike has become a strong suit again. And I was like, I thought coming into this sport, the bike would become my strong suit, and it took until like the last few weeks for it to actually show itself. And been holding some of the biggest power I've ever held for long periods and entire races, and staying steady, including this past Sunday. I went back to my tried and true original triathlon 3 years later, now my fourth time there, and just missed the podium last year, like 17, 18 seconds off the podium. And it was, I figured there was going to be a big day. The field's gone from like 600 people up to 1,000 almost this year. So it's gotten bigger and bigger in the last 4 iterations. And this year was the biggest one. And had no idea who was going to be in my age group other than the couple of people that I knew. And just the whole mentality is just so different now. Like literally got there and knew what I needed to do, got everything set up, hung out, relaxed, I literally stuffed ice down my kit while I was waiting for the swim start, got in the water, got cold, and as I walked into the water, stubbed my toe.
Oh no.
And it's literally called Sandy Beach with all these big rocks, and wasn't
Yeah.
paying attention. I was like, oh, whatever, that's fine. And I looked down and the damn thing sliced.
Oh
I
man.
was like, all right, time to get in the water, cool that thing off. And once the race started, didn't think anything of it until I got on the run where I could feel it a little bit. But it was a good day. Like now it's like when I first started, I looked at the video of my first start and it was like my parents are there, because my brother was racing with me, and my dad's yelling and screaming, and I'm in the back of the 60 people of the age group starting. Like
right.
this time I'm up front, ready to go, and I was in the lead for the first 50 meters, and it was like
Right.
nice little beach start with a sprint run, and I high stepped it and had a great start. Got to that first buoy and settled in, and had my fastest swim in 4 times of that race. I had a pretty decent transition. Got on the bike no problem, and I knew I was just trying to. I had targeted like 260 watts, and I think my normalized power was 260, 265 for the 12 miles, and had the fastest bike in my age group, sixth or seventh fastest overall. So some young guns kind of pushed a little bit more than me, but fastest in my age group. And then had a pretty quick T2 and stuff. Again, we almost didn't like, there were a lot of people that had the option to defer from this race, the BAA 10Ks the same day. They were like telling people
Okay.
it was supposed to be really hot. We got lucky. There was overcast and a little bit of drizzle to start the day. So it slowed the bike down a little bit with the wet roads. I almost slipped out like within the first 2K. So that maybe slowed me down a little bit, but it cooled the day off. But I still was super hydrated, super electrolyted up and ready to go, and was using that to my advantage, and knew that other people would struggle with it and maybe not be ready, and crushed the run. Felt really good. Had a guy that I found in the finish chute that wasn't in my age group, a younger guy, and he was like, "Let's go!" And we just sprinted down the carpet like we were Rudy and Lionel, and
Nice.
had one of my best finishes. It was like sub 6 for the last 3/10 of the race, and really pushed it and limited it out there, and probably had a little bit more on the run, as we always say we do, but
Yeah.
definitely maxed it out and finished second in my age group. Was about a minute back from the top step, and but 12th overall out of 937 people. So kind of crazy. I think it was 120th my first year, and now I'm 12th, and felt really good. It was one of those days that it was like, this is why we put in the time, and even my wife was like, that was really cool to see you like go hard, and her heart rate's gone down every year too as a spectator. all the work I've done has made things a little easier on her.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
And it felt like it was a good team effort. Like she was yelling splits, and we've got a good roll going, and all that extra work that I've put in the last year, especially, paid off. And now I know that the power I can push is going to translate well into Oregon. Just got to get there healthy. It was the first race I had with my new race wheels, so that was nice. My setup's dialed in. I wish I could get to a velodrome and get really dialed in, because going to need that in Oregon. But yeah, it's been a fun training process. My coach has got me really dialed in, even though we dropped the volume from the January, February, March timeframe. Still getting like 16 hours trained, pretty much trained right through this race too. So I had Saturday off. I did a 30-minute ride, and then race Sunday, but didn't really taper into it. So that's another good sign that I was able to do that. I went for an hour ride when I got home that afternoon, and right back at it training again today. Literally just got off of a 2-hour ride tonight and kind of held consistent power the whole thing there. So now it's just about translating it all into speed on the bike, and how fast can I get, how aero can I get, and it's starting to come around. So it's been really, really neat, and just enjoying it, man. The community's been awesome, and people are starting to resonate with my hard work, and reaching out and saying it's inspiring them too. So only takes one more person to tell me that, to keep me going and doing it. So, and then even on my ride today, I was like, looking back, I was like, none of this is possible unless you and Jenna let me on this podcast too. Like, a lot of the stuff that's happened is because of being here and on this. Like, I wouldn't have met Parker Spencer. Like, I would have I would have listened to him talk on a USA Triathlon Foundation ambassador call, but I wouldn't have had him on the podcast, and I wouldn't have had him say, "Hey, let's have me coach you or Benny coach you," and do all the testing and all that. And like, and everything's just kind of stacked up, and it's kind of like stacking bricks in training. Everything's just kind of labeled in, and now I get to work for SuperTri and do all this stuff daily and help other people get in the sport. And really, really good conversation with the race director about my progression. It's what he lives for. This is his 17th year he's done the race, so really, really awesome weekend, and happy to be healthy and not worrying about the leg again. Seemed to be stronger than I have been before the injury too. So I'm excited for the rest of the season, because now it's Oregon time, which I've been looking forward to. Like, started looking at what the splits and the times were. Like, what would I need to get in the top 10, which is just like mind blowing that we're talking about an effort at a top 10 in an age group at a fast 70.3 event. But I think on a good day, I can get there.
Absolutely.
You never know who's going to show up and where the roll downs are going to go. And it's like, so I'm going to have to keep that credit card open just in case I have to drop some money for 70.3 Nice. I'm not saying no to that.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, man, I'm just really happy to hear that. And it's amazing. And all the hard work you've been put in throughout the years, it's showing. And that's the beauty about the sport. You get what you put into the sport. It's not one of those sports, not speaking bad about any other sport, but let's say if you play soccer, you may be at the right place, right time, and the ball hits your thigh and you score a goal. It's never like that in triathlon. And I'm just over the moon. And what you were saying about you being proud and racing fast and racing hard and placing and everything, I think a lot of people might get the wrong idea that we chase podiums and first places and this and that. It's not that. It's that we feel proud of ourselves when we push ourselves to the limit, and when we can see the progression throughout the years and throughout the weeks and throughout the months that our bodies are actually responding to the training. And it's a bit of a celebration, and the placing and the time, it's the icing on the cake. But at the end of the day, it's about bettering yourself and inspiring others, and like you said, getting people into the sport, because obviously they're going to gravitate towards you. You're happy, you're fit, you're healthy. Obviously, they're going to want what you have, and I mean, it's just a testament to your hard work and dedication. And yeah, I couldn't be happier for you, and I can't wait to see what you do in Oregon. And yeah, it's gonna be exciting. The journey from now on, I think you're gonna make a jump in a performance that you didn't even expect it. That was in you, like that plateau of the 5 hour barrier. I think you're just gonna shatter that, and all of a sudden you're gonna go sub 5 left and right, no matter the course.
Well, we'll see about that, but at this one, like all of a sudden 4:35, 4:30, like is in the discussion, which is really cool. Like, and you talk about like chasing podiums and things like that. It's a local race, but this one, like I said, has grown from like 600 up to almost to 1,000 this year. But it doesn't matter to me. Like each year, I think I had like a 12-minute PR from year one to year two. Last year was another 4 minutes. This year was 3 minutes and 20 seconds faster than last year. And like now I'm under 105 in a sprint distance. And then I did a 104.41. So that's a PR at the distance, PR on the course. And that's the progression that I care about. Whether that ended up being 10th place or first place, it didn't matter. It's nice to have that because finishing second actually double qualified me for USAT Nationals this year, which I'd already done. But now I'm qualified for 26 as well. So there is a chance I could race in Milwaukee in August. I'm going to be there for work anyways. So we'll see how Oregon goes. I think if I somehow find a way to get a spot to Nice, Oregon's gonna that credit card purchase is gonna trump me paying to play in Milwaukee as well. So I think I have until August 4th to decide on Milwaukee. So I'm gonna see how Oregon goes and then make a decision on whether I race or just work in Milwaukee. But looking forward to be around the sport again. Just another opportunity, like to be at that event, to be at that festival all weekend, is gonna be really neat. And be around other people in sport. One or two of my athletes I'm coaching is going to be there racing as well. So as a coach, get to be there and help them out. Is going to be really neat. So
nice.
Yeah, why don't we talk about the people that actually do this and really get paid to do it? And we've got a big race coming up this weekend, and we were this close to actually being there. We did have an offer to go and cover the race for Ironman, but we just couldn't make the flights work with work and things like that. So
soon though, expect this.
So thank you to the Ironman team for offering for us to come out and putting us up. But we just couldn't make it work with the short notice that we had. But we will be at a race to do that in the near future. And why don't we talk about Frankfurt? What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Oh man, I just love the German triathlon culture. Like, it's amazing. I can name very few races where the pro field is just as stacked as the age group field. This Frankfurt, Copenhagen. Well, it's not Germany; it's Denmark. But Copenhagen and these European races where the lights are shining. There's a lot of talent racing both with the pros and on the age group. Hamburg, it's another one. But I'm just excited to see fireworks on on the race course, and it never disappoints. Like, Frankfurt never disappoints. We have a few names that we've seen, a couple of newcomers, just a few names, and it never disappoints, and it's always like a battle. Like, and for the German triathletes, this race means a lot to them. There's a lot of media coverage, like you mentioned, and I'm just excited to follow along and to be glued to the live stream. If I can, you know what I've discovered? If you have the live stream on mute and you have music playing in the background, it's not so bad. So I might just do that.
Although it is a European coverage, so it might be a little better. We'll see.
Right. Yeah, they should get Belinda Granger to do all the European coverage. To be honest.
They unfortunately they excommunicated her.
Yeah. But she's awesome. I know she's with Challenge now, but she's like if you get like a pro panel, Belinda Granger, Jan, Crowe,
Especially for this race.
Lieto, it's good. I mean, I like Matt Lieto, over there. But
Give
who
Daniela
else?
Reef another chance with like real equipment.
Yeah, put Daniela in a position to thrive, and then she'll be golden. I think that they have the potential.
Will McCloy did a great job.
Yeah,
they didn't give him enough to do, but he did a great job in Australia. So at Cairns, he's just so passionate. That voice is just like to have him in Super Try is such a special treat that we get. But yeah, did you see the On Your Left post today about the different countries and how many podiums? And it was like, and you led off with the fact that the Germans, well, not to be a spoiler, but I'm sure hopefully everyone saw the post by the time this comes out anyways, but US number 2 and Germany like 10 podiums and top steps ahead of anyone else in this season alone. So yeah, this is a big race. Yet I would still say the favorite is not German.
Yeah, 100%. And
the Germans and the Norwegians with one quasi-American up there.
Yeah, Germans and Norwegians. It's the Scandinavians and the Germans right now, and it's just amazing to see what they're doing with triathlon over there, and I'm excited. I'm excited to follow, to see who's a contender, and to see who actually takes risks and who doesn't, because there's going to be people aiming for world slots that are going to be playing it safe, but there's also going to be people who are actually going to race for the win, and those people are going to be really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, let's run down the list of this field. Is pretty crazy. It's defending champ Kristian Blummenfelt. Remember, Kristian had the Bad Olympics, and then he came right off of the Olympics and the relay, and then came right to this and won. Like it was like, where the heck did that come from? And he won last year. So defending champion Kristian Blummenfelt, Patrick Lange, finally racing. First time since Oceanside, we're going to see Patrick back out there. So we all know he can compete at the Ironman distance, the full distance, and we haven't seen him this year. We haven't seen him since Kona race the full distance. It'll be interesting to see what Patrick we get. I think we'll talk more about it, but I think it really comes down to what kind of swim Patrick has. And it looks like the temperatures they're going through the same thing a lot of the North America is going through with the heat wave, and water temperatures are creeping up, and we might be talking swim skins, and that could be a huge impact on somebody like Patrick. Magnus Ditlev, Rudy Von Berg, Gustav Iden, Cam Worth probably, Jonas Schomburg, Greg Barnaby, Kieran Linders again, Daniel Backergaard, Christian Hogengaard,
Casper Stornes,
Ben Canute, Casper Stornes, Jonas Hoffman. I mean, it goes on and on and on. There's really potentially 10 people that could win this race, and the podium top 3. Like you could have a podium without Magnus. You could have a podium. You could have a podium without Kristian. You could. I mean, it's insane how this could go, and I think the swim will be a huge impact on how hard these guys have to push on the bike. And if Magnus and Patrick are back on the swim, we could be in for a long day for those guys, because they're going to have to push way too hard. And we won't be able to see Patrick slide in and ride with a group like he did in Kona. So what are your thoughts on this, and how does it play out in your eyes?
I think we're going to see the big favorites out there in the podium, like Kristian, Patrick, Magnus, Gustav. And but I think it's going to be an exciting race, especially on the bike. I think we're going to see a lot of jockeying for positions on the first 80 to 100 Ks. And then I think when the race sort of like settles, like 120 Ks into the bike ride, we're going to see like a big attack from the likes of Magnus or Gustav. And we're going to see someone like Kristian trying to tag along. I think we're going to see a Rudy doing a really smart race as he always does, playing to his strengths, always having the front pack on site. He's going to be out of the water front pack, and then I think he's going to use that time to settle into a good rhythm, and then probably make the decision if he wants to jump in the Ditlev Express, and then I think we're going to be surprised by the way Patrick Lange is going to ride the bike. I think he's not going to come from behind as usual. I think we're going to see him on that main bike pack, which is going to be just incredible for us viewerships. Probably not for them because they're going to be hurting on the run. And then I think we're going to see some incredible run performances, especially from Patrick. But I don't know. I think the fastest runner might not win this race.
Yeah, I think the bike's going to get blown up, especially if the swim is non-wetsuit, which it looks like it's going to be. But that's the way Kona is too. And we see what Patrick does in the heat, and I don't think we need to worry about the heat and that in his world. So if we're not going to have a run battle, maybe it's because he's running away with it again. But at the same time, he's just validating, right? So he's just got to get to the end, and how much does he blow up the run with the fact that he's just got to finish and he's not chasing the Pro Series. You got somebody like Kristian Blummenfelt leading the Pro Series with the win again here, and there's a lot of Pro Series on the line with this. Rudy Von Berg right in the Pro Series. Cam Wharf is in the Pro Series race right now. We know Greg Barnaby can be. Casper's in the Pro Series. Gustav's in the Pro Series. I'd love to see a Gustav podium or Gustav take home the win. I mean, I just think people, we're all KB. But at the end of the day, any one of these guys we're talking about could take down KB if anything goes wrong or he doesn't have a great swim.
Yeah.
I really do think Gustav's ready because it's been a while, right?
It's been a while.
Been a little bit since they raced. They've raced a little bit more than Patrick and others, but you never know what Daniel Beckegaard you're going to get. He's going to be up there on the swim.
Yeah.
I think if Gustav and Kristian can have a good swim and get away from Magnus and Patrick, that'll be huge. But it sounds like Magnus has been swimming too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like Magnus, he's a fish now, all of a sudden.
Training has changed. I mean, we all said, well, we'll see if the swimming world changed when Sam Long's new camp comes along his next race.
Oh man, I saw the other day. I think was it on your left. He posted the Sam Long cycle of swim performances. Swimming a lot, getting out of the water last, figuring out the swim, excited for the next race, and that sort of cycle. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, and now he's doing a Greg Harper swim camp, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah. But this is one of those races where I hope Ironman gets the coverage right. I hope that we don't have any eruptions with that. Hope we get some good split screens. I hope we get that chase pack coverage.
Yeah, please.
I think there's going to be 3 packs like we've talked about. There's going to probably be a lead pack, especially if Kristian and some others have a good swim and get out front. You're going to have a chase pack, and then if somebody like a Patrick and a Magnus don't have a great swim, they might be in that 3rd pack coming through, and then we'll see how that chase pack forms when those guys do come through. In my mind, not many people are going to be able to go with Magnus.
Yeah, no.
If he's going to try and bridge up, maybe like you said, somebody like Rudy. Canute's going to be out front again, which is another thing. It's like It's been a while since we've seen Ben hold on to the front. He had a good Eagleman. He was out front for a while in a 70.3 and was there into the run, but we just haven't seen him put together a full race in a while. And it'll be interesting to see how he factors into this because he's fit. And does he push the swim knowing that's his only opportunity to go out? But he needs somebody to bike with. He can't bike solo anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, man, I think, yeah, we're going to see a lot of fireworks. And who do you think is going to crack, like, trying to follow that main bike pack? Like, who do you think has potentially a risk of overcooking or overbiking?
I mean, I don't think we're ever worried about him on the podium, but Canute would be somebody you could see overbiking. And these guys can all bike. That's the thing these days, and it's yeah.
Do you know if Rasmus Svenningsson is healthy now? Is he racing? Because he has the bike legs to actually put the hammer down and make everybody hurt, and then all of a sudden they get out of the bike with the noodle legs.
It is true. I mean, and Ironman cans. I mean, Matthew Marquardt. I mean, what the heck is like going on? Like these swims. This guy was a great swimmer. Now he can't get out of the swim without cramping up and coming back from 8 minutes down. That's insane. I don't think that's a recipe for success, and I think he's still going to try and figure that out. But you're going to see some people blow up early because of the swim and being warm and not being ready for that. So I think the weather's going to play a factor. We just don't know who's heat acclimated, who's ready for this type of an environment in a race this early. We know come Kona, they're ready. They know, we know later in the summer they're ready for races, but it's early in the summer, and crash course heat training might actually overcook some of these guys, and we don't know who's been overcooked in the last week or so when all of a sudden they started looking at the forecast and taking it for real, right?
Right.
I feel like somebody like Rudy might actually feel like he has to go more this time because he's always just been there, right? We just always talk about him being there, and he just happens to show up and run his way into the podium while others drop back. I think this might be a race where he kind of tries to go for it, and he's chasing points.
Right.
And he's not necessarily going after anything other than those points right now. And you might see the fact that Kristian tries to get away from him or Magnus tries to get away from him, all people in the points chase. Kristian gets out in front. Rudy's going to blow up on the run this time. That's my blow up factor. I still think Rudy could win the damn thing, but if there's somebody, if there's somebody I can see blowing up, it's Rudy Von Berg.
Okay, makes sense.
Who do you think?
I think someone like Ben has potentially a chance of overbiking and maybe not performing as good as he would if he sticks to his numbers. I see probably Cam Worth. It's another one. If he races, I think he's going to take a bit of pride on the bike and then push it a bit too hard, maybe. But then again, when Cam blows up, he still runs a 250 marathon. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting and exciting to see. Probably someone like Andreas Salzberg from Switzerland. He is someone who is known for having a lot of bike power, especially in the over 70.3. And maybe, I mean, I'm not wishing bad on anyone, but I think he is new to the distance, and maybe he gets a bit of excited and testosterone flowing, and then he goes with the pack, and then he realizes it's 42 Ks of running. So someone like Andrea may have the potential of risking too much by being naive. And I think a lot of the blow-ups we're going to see are going to be risks that come from either being new to the distance or wanting to win the race on the bike.
Jamie Riddle factor.
Yes.
What a performance that was in Cairns. I mean, what an effort for him showing up, like holding on and finishing that race is insane.
Amazing.
I mean, he completely blew up on the bike, blew up on the run again, and still finished in the top, 4 or 5. So yeah, kudos to that. Did you see, you mentioned Camworth and the biking. Did you see who was riding with Camworth this week?
Was it Hayden Wild?
Hayden Wild on a bike, riding hours in the mountains. Unbelievable. I've said it as my social media post of the week, and I've caught every one of his recovery episodes on YouTube. They're really good, and it's insane what he's doing now, 23, 24 days after surgery, and he's did an open water swim the other day. He's on the elliptical doing some crazy running. He's biking in TT position. He's now outside riding as well, with the likes of Camworth. So pretty impressive what he's been able to do. Yet he still had fluid in his lungs, and he still has the huge. I mean, he still can't use his left arm really. But it shows you the mentality of trying to get better at your craft and what you can overcome and do even while injured. And an injury is not necessarily something that has to set you back completely. And it's really neat to watch how he is coming after it. It'd be interesting to see if he can get back for 70.3 Worlds and be a factor there. But yeah, who do you got on this then? What do we got for?
We're getting into it now.
I mean, how many other scenarios do you want to play out here?
Yeah, true. Listen, I'm gonna be a gentleman now, and I'm gonna let the guy we want to win to you. But I'm gonna go with another Scandinavian. I'm gonna go with Magnus Ditlev for the win.
Magnus for the win. Who do you think he's on the podium with?
He's gonna be on the podium with Gustav, and he's gonna be on the podium with Rudy Von Berg.
So you actually believe KB is going to blow up?
Maybe. I cannot confirm nor deny this.
Yeah. I mean, it is true. I mean, if we've seen somebody have stomach issues and problems, it's been KB. I think last year he was just so pissed off at the Olympics and came in this with no expectations that it's that mindset, right? We talk about it all the time. Now he's got all of the expectations to win this race, and we'll see how it impacts how he does. His luck has not been the greatest in some races, the Norwegians in general.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Gustav on the top step. I think the man is ready to say, I'm coming for Nice. The only reason I don't think he gets to the top step here is because, yet again, Nice is really all he cares about this year in my mind.
Yeah.
And winning the Ironman World Championships is really all he's after. The Pro Series has obviously become in play because the Norwegians are racing everywhere, and he's going to have enough races to get points no matter what. He'll get a top 10 in the Pro Series just by showing up. But I'm going to go with a little bit of a leap and say Gustav Iden on the top step and outrunning Kristian and Magnus to get there.
Okay.
So
I like
Gustav, Kristian, Magnus keeps the Norwegian sweep off, but it's going to be I think we're going to see a close run battle. I think we're going to have a run battle still taking place within the last 5 to 10K.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to the wire, and the last 5Ks are going to be incredible to watch. 100%.
Who do you got as a wild card that could blow it all up?
Interesting wild card. Jonas Schomburg. I think the local is going to get the extra boost of energy, and Jonas might have something in the tank to impress everyone.
Is the local favorite. You're right there. Man, I'm still waiting for Daniel Beckergaard. That's my wild card, Daniel Beckergaard, because we all know he's capable of doing it.
Yep.
But
he
we
definitely
haven't
has
seen
the goods. Yeah, also a
Haven't
bit
seen it
of
in a
bad
while.
luck with Daniel, a couple of niggles here and there, but he definitely has the skill and ability to deliver on the day if he's having a great day. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we wrap it up, what did you think about T100 Vancouver, real quick?
Oh, I loved it. I love watching, following the race. Unfortunately, our co-host Jenna came down with food poisoning and couldn't race, but yeah, I liked it. I liked the course. I know the area. I did high school in Vancouver, so it was familiar to me, and it was cool to see a new race. And it was long due that Vancouver had a race like this, so I loved it. I think it was the T100 always delivers, and I think somebody here predicted the winner. So, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but that person predicted the 1-2 from the same country, and that person got it right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What
Know
about
what you're
you?
talking about.
Yeah.
No, I thought I other than and they continue to do this a lot because of the loop factor on the bike course. It gets a little crazy when they come through transition 4, 5, 6 times, and it's like this isn't the Olympics.
Mm,
And the technical riding and the only thing and that leads me to the the one piece that I hated was the race was impacted by penalties, both in the
yeah.
men's and the women's race. Like,
Right.
is Paula Finley going to win the race? No. Is Paula Finley got a shot at a podium without her really unnecessary drafting penalty or whatever the heck it was that she got? Um, she's probably riding up to the podium
Mm,
or a fourth or fifth place. Instead, she's struggling mentally to finish in the top 10. And I think she finished, what, eighth or ninth um, on her home soil. And probably being in Vancouver got her to that finish line when some other time she might have been like, all right, whatever, this is done.
mm,
1 minute is only 1 minute, but it ends up being a little longer than that because you got to slow down coming in and then start the clock and then speed back up and catch up going out. The men's side had double factor on the penalties.
yeah.
Kyle Smith was not a freaking penalty, and
No,
we
that
all
was
know
not.
that.
That was not a
And
penalty.
and the VAR thing that he wanted and the soccer reference was hilarious.
Yeah.
But his penalty absolutely impacted his day and potential top 3 podium for sure, because he was right there with those guys riding great. We all know he had to bridge back up and push extra watts to catch up, and then eventually lost it on the run.
Yeah.
The person that impacted this race the most because of their penalty was actually positive for somebody else, was Mika Newt.
Yeah.
Mika Newt bridged Yella Geens back up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yella had dropped back from the lead pack.
Yeah.
He was losing time on the bike, but he ends up riding through as Mika Newt's coming out of the penalty tent, and Mika Newt pulls him back closer to the front of the race. So then Yella now has less time that he has to make up on the run, and he runs away with it. But he was able to get a nice draft for the rest of that ride from Mika Newt because of Mika's penalty, and I think that was a huge impact.
Yeah.
Vancouver was beautiful. The race looked great. I think they could definitely do a little better with some aspects of the race, but we got to figure out the penalties and the referees they're using and
Yeah.
how that's, especially when you've got those technical areas and areas that are ruled differently and like going through transition areas, the turnarounds, the refs weren't even in that area, like on the
Mm,
bikes. But then
yeah.
they come back out and there were some passing areas that it should not have. And Kyle Smith definitely bit the bullet on that one. And
It
that
did.
sucks to see. But yeah. The other big thing that we got coming up after Frankfurt and the other sport that we all love to report on is the Tour de France. And
Yeah.
I think we have a clear favorite yet again, but what are your early thoughts on the Tour de France?
Ooh, it's gonna be exciting as always, and I can't wait for the tour to start. And we were talking just before we started recording, and this year's Tour de France has like significantly short time trials. So everybody's talking about Remco Evenepoel, and he's probably the best time trialist at the time as we speak. There's nobody better on him on a TT bike right now. Obviously, a Grand Tour 21 stages, it's a bit different. You have fresh legs, and nobody does that part of the sport better than two guys right now. Jonas Vingegaard from Denmark, from Team Jumbo, and Tadej Pogacar from Team UAE. So I think it's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of fireworks, and stage one is 184 Ks, and just 180 Ks to start the tour, and we have great mountain stages, and let's see.
We got a little bit of a different finish again this year, even though we're back on the Champs. Yeah, we've got a little different through Montmartre. It's kind of like that Olympic course, right?
Correct. Yes, we have a bit of a different finish now back on the Champs. Obviously, last year couldn't finish there because of the Olympics, but it's man, I cannot. We have the stage that I'm really excited about is stage 16. It's Mount Ventoux, 171.5 Ks, 2,950 meters of climbing, and this is a hard climb. So there's a lot of stories on this particular climb that I just cannot wait to follow. And I just love July because of the tour and of course Ironman Frankfurt. But it's gonna be exciting.
And then we got Lake Placid, and
then we got Placid.
Placid's gonna shape up to be a big factor in the Pro Series. That's for sure. And we'll definitely see how that goes in Swansea as well. I think a lot of the local UK racers will be at Swansea, I think. And then LMC, and then it's Nice. So we've only got 4 Pro Series races left before Nice and Kona, and then 70.3 Worlds Women on November 8th, and then the men on November 9th. So they each get their day at 70.3 Worlds in Marbella. And then next year we start the Nice 70.3 thing. So I'm going to give my first shot at qualifying for Worlds at Oregon. Well, it all depends on who shows up with their credit cards at that race, right? My age group, it's they're getting faster and they got the money to put down. So who knows how far it falls. And it's early qualification season too, right? When you get to like April, May of the same year, then it starts to drop a little bit further because a lot of people have already qualified.
But the thing with like early qualification is that a lot of athletes think that they're going to get another chance to qualify. So yes, it's early qualification process and all this, but I think there's a lot of chances to qualify early because not a lot of people are prepared or can't think that ahead on down the line.
And from Oregon over to Nice is a little harder for some people as opposed from Boston to Nice. So
right, it's not a 2-hour flight.
Yeah. We got a big weekend coming up. I can't wait. And we've got a couple episodes coming at you that we've been holding on to. So we'll get those dropped. 100 episodes coming right up. Pretty amazing. I think it was my 2-year anniversary on the podcast just came around. So, man, it's crazy what we've accomplished in the last couple of years doing this, and appreciate everyone following. Please like, share, comment on all of our socials, follow us on YouTube, subscribe there. We're starting to pick up some momentum there. And I think going through this championship season, you're going to see more of us, and we could use all the help we can get with your help on social.
100%.
Awesome. Well, have a good night, Fed. It's been great catching up, and we'll see you all next week in recap in Frankfurt.
Yeah. See you then.